Welcome or welcome back to the Lockwood Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today we are going over my August TBR. It is finally time to do another TBR. It flies by so quickly. This month's TBR, I have 7 books, which are always subject to change just because I'm a mood reader through and through. I'm also trying to read books quicker, as in as soon as I buy it, I want to be able to read it within that week or two. So I'm being a lot more mindful about that because I have a tendency to buy books and then they sit on my shelves and I never get around to them. But with that being said, I only physically own 2 of these books. 3 books that are on Kindle Unlimited, 4, but I own one of them, which is annoying. And then the rest I don't own physically yet, or maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll find out. Also, again, I'm trying to choose books off of my physical TBR, which I didn't do a very good job of this month. I only have 2 that were physically on there as of now. I don't know what the August picks for Book of the Month are going to be. We'll see if I end up choosing any of those throughout the month as well, because that will most likely happen. Again, trying to read them as quick as possible. Well, let's get to it. I'm really excited about this month's TBR. I think it just invokes the spirit of summer in August. Not necessarily like the salt air and the rust on your door vibes, but summer books, and I love a summer read. I should also mention, I don't really ever look at descriptions of the book. I will hear discourse about it, and very rarely do I ever look at the back of the book now. I just enjoy it so much more when I go in as blind as possible. Let's proceed with this very unhelpful TBR. The first book on there, it is on Kindle Unlimited, and it is Throttled by Lauren Asher. I really want to get to the Dirty Air series. It has been my goal this entire summer. The books aren't that thick too, so it's more reasonable as well compared to some of her other series, which are, I still have Love Redesign and I haven't gotten to it because look how chunky that is. Whereas the Dirty Air series is a little bit more manageable. And like I said, that one's on Kindle Unlimited. I think all of her books are. So that means I can read them at any time. But if I don't physically see it, very out of sight, out of mind. And I'm trying to be very, again, mindful of what I'm reading because I do have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. So I want to make sure I'm actually utilizing that and reading books that are on there too. So I try to aim for like 2 books a month or so off my Kindle Unlimited books. And then the other ones I just check out from Libby if I don't want to own it physically. Throttled by Lauren Asher. It is F1 racing. I'm not a big like F1 girly. I don't really know anything about it, to be honest, except what I occasionally hear from Carter Sullivan. It's been so long since I've heard people talk about this book in review setting that I forget what it's even about, who the character are, what the tropes are. No idea. So we are going in very blindly. My next book is, I am a little nervous because I didn't have a good experience with the first, not the first book, but like a book in this sport. I'm hoping to read and have a better experience with In a Pickle by Jane Marlowe. It is a pickleball romance. I'm a pickleball girly. I love pickleball. I read Pickleballers by Lana something and I did not like it. So I've been kind of scarred to read another pickleball romance. But this one, it has a 4-star rating on Kindle, so I'm hoping that it will go a little bit better. So In a Pickle, and it looks like it is part of a series potentially, like a sports romance series. Fingers crossed that this one goes a lot better. If not, it's again on Kindle Unlimited, so there's no financial investment of me owning the book to watch. It's gonna be like a 5-star, but we're not gonna go in with those expectations. We're going in with, this is gonna be a 1-star, and then I'm hoping to be blown out of the water by it. And then the next book is for one of my book clubs that I'm in. We decided to, instead of meeting monthly during the summer, because summer gets so busy and a lot of people in this book club, because this one is virtual, a lot of people in this, they just haven't been able to make it. Honestly, the last few books that we've read have not been good. I think we've had like 4 months straight of just not great picks. Not that we knew that going in, like they looked interesting, we thought we were going to like them, but I mean, obviously you don't know how you're going to feel about a book until you actually start reading it. We are taking it back to a genre that we typically do well with, which is more of the fantasy or romantasy aspect with a little bit more, I think, fantasy. I'm not really sure. We've been hearing really good things about the series and none of us have read it. which is even better. And it is available on Kindle Unlimited, which is even better, just because, again, there's not that financial investment into it for me, and I don't have to go out and buy a book, especially since it's the first in the series. And if I don't end up liking the series, then that would just be so crappy. But I think I'm gonna really like this one, and that is Spark of the Everflame by Pickle. It is the first book in the Kindred's Curse saga. I'm sure if you have been on Book Talk or BookTube or anything that you have heard about this series, if not have read it. I have not jumped onto that bandwagon yet, and I am so freaking excited to. Also because the Fantasy Fangirls podcast, they have already reviewed this. They are up to the latest book releases review. I want to go back and I want to listen to the first book review breakdown. Let's be real, I am a basic girly. I love the things that everybody else loves for the most part. I'm just gonna go in for a good time and I can't wait. Again, I haven't read the cover of this. I don't really know what's going on, but I have heard good things about the magic system too, that it is very well developed. Then the other book that I'm possibly going to be reading this month, depending upon when my other book club that I'm a part of. This one we meet in person. It's a romantasy book club. Most of the time we read romantasy, but sometimes we'll throw in a different genre. So the book that we are reading for this book club, we could be meeting in August, but we could also be meeting in September. So depending upon when, also depends on when I'm going to read this, because I want to read it as close to the book club date as I can, just so I can remember it, because sometimes it just right out of my brain. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. This couple, they are fated to be together. However, they end up killing each other in every lifetime that they come back. So they always end up finding each other, love each other so much, and then end up killing each other, unfortunately. In this lifetime, I don't remember what her name is, I'm not gonna look, but she really likes her life at this point, and so she is trying to avoid the other person because she needs to help her sister in this lifetime. Excited. I think it's just a standalone fantasy, which is so great. And then the next book that I also own, Dating You, Hating You by Christina Lauren. I think it's my last one by them on my TBR shelf. Get to it. And also it's giving very like Hollywood summer. Everyone knows that all's fair in love and war, but these two will learn that sabotage is a dish best served naked. Woohoo! I always have fun with their books. 30-something professionals. They work in the movie industry, palm trees and the popcorn. Oh, just giving like movie night in the summer. I think it'll just be really fun, and I just want a silly, goofy romance. I'm sorry, my back is itching. Future Larissa, get to this. And then the two other books that I have on here that I do not own yet, and again, I am trying to wait to own them until I am ready to read them. Problematic Summer Romance by Ellie Hazelwood. Obviously, this is her latest release. I was actually gonna not do this one because when it first came out, I was hearing a lot of more negative reviews about it, and it is an age gap romance, and I'm not necessarily trend towards those romances. Most of the time they give me the ick. From what I was hearing about this one is kept being brought up over and over and over again. But then we get Heather McLary and then we get a few other booktube girlies on here saying like this was a 5-star for them, that they had so much fun, they were giggling, kicking their feet. Now I'm like, okay, I guess I will. Summer ends in August, like that is the last month of summer. So I need to do that. Obviously summer goes through a little longer, but once like that school year hits, even though I'm no longer in school, that's the end of summer for me. And then the last one is, I'm honestly surprised I haven't bought this one yet either, but again, I want to read it, but I haven't been pulled to read it like some of the other books that have been on my TBR, but I think that it will be a really good one to read this month, and that is Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. Hers usually are a romance with some sort of magical realism. From what I can gather from others talking about this book is that the main couple, they can hear each other's thoughts or music or something in their heads. I love Ashley Poston's books. They are so fun but also really hard-hitting, and they definitely delve on deeper topics most of the time. I really like the balance that she portrays in there too. I love the way that she's able to come up with these different magical realism elements to implement into these books that make them very unique, but still with her beautiful writing style. So those were the 7 books that are on my TBR this month. However, like I said, Book of the Month has not released their book options as of when I'm recording this yet. So I'm sure that there will be some books on there. If I do end up getting book of the month this month, I will be ordering The Compound just because it is so expensive everywhere else, whereas on book of the month it's an add-on, so it's like 10 bucks. The Compound sounds really fascinating to me. I've heard that it is very much Love Island mixed with Lord of the Flies. I don't watch Love Island. I do enjoy the premise of it. Like I'm not a big TV watcher to begin with, but I enjoy the hype around it, and it's a dating show with these hot couples on this island, and apparently like there's some Lord of the Fly elements in there. I was talking to Sam about this, and she said I would most likely like it, but that the ending kind of let her down. And when Heather McLary read this book, she also really enjoyed it. The ending wasn't what she was expecting either, but I think she really enjoyed the ending. So that one, if I end up getting book of the month in August, will be on there for sure, as well as maybe something else that's on there, whatever the other pick is. And I didn't really look at any new releases that were coming out this month, so hopefully none of my favorite authors are throwing things out there. If not, we might have to shuffle things around yet again, but hopefully not. I'm really looking forward to this TBR. I think it's going to be just a really good mix of summery reads. Let me know if there's any books that you're looking forward to reading this coming month, or if there's any new releases that you think I would enjoy, or what your just general TBR is. I would love to know. You can put that in the comments below. Thank you. And feel free to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future TBRs, wrap-ups, reading vlogs, etc. And also feel free to like this video. I would just really appreciate it. And with that being said, respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks. Bye.